You want growth, so you turn to marketing and you spend money and you build a new website and you know what? Maybe you even run some ads, but nothing changes. I've lived that cycle over and over. 10 years of building campaigns that looked great, felt right, but just didn't work. And here's the truth that I had to learn the hard way. It wasn't the marketing. It was the misalignment. This video is for founders who are tired of random acts of marketing and wasting money and want to understand why growth keeps stalling. So through my personal School of Hard Knocks experience, I'm going to share practical, no BS advice to prove how misalignment, not lack of effort, is actually the silent killer behind all of your marketing and growth problems. You'll learn the hidden forces behind broken campaigns and the powerful, and I'm going to say powerful alignment process I now use to unlock real sustainable growth for myself, my companies, and my clients. It's not easy, but it works. So let me say, alignment is not a fluffy word. It's not woo-woo. It's not weird. Alignment is the way. Without alignment, your business dies. It dies slowly, even if it looks great on the surface, and yours probably does. So let me start by sharing the 3 silent killers of growth. A few years back, a founder and operator hired me to help grow their company. A great company. He was sharp, visionary, already doing 8 figures in revenue. And he said, hey, we've got a killer product. We've got, a killer opportunity. We just need better marketing. I nodded, I'd heard this before, but ignorantly went along with it. And so we scoped a new project, a new website, new messaging, some paid ads. It all looked solid on paper, like it was going to work perfect. And so we got to work. We did it. The website turned out beautiful. The ad campaigns were tight. The team was excited. And launch day came, pushed it all live, started going, and then you know what happened? Yeah, crickets. No leads, no momentum, nothing. And at first I thought, okay, maybe the ad creative missed. Maybe the copy could have been better. But it was dialed. That's the thing. And so that's when the truth hit me really hard. We were solving the wrong problem. We had spent months solving the wrong problem. And it turns out the messaging in the ads it didn't match what the sales team was saying on their calls. And the website pages, content were just fragmented. They were focused on branding and visuals, and sales was still desperate for leads. And the teams, honestly, they were siloed. They didn't have shared KPIs. They didn't have common language. So inside and out, it wasn't a website problem. It wasn't an ad campaign problem. It wasn't a creative branding problem. It was an alignment problem. In hindsight, I saw the truth and I felt the sting because they hired me to help. And I was supposed to help them grow, but the thing is, we never really talked about the real goals, let alone the real problems. And the big lesson I learned the hard way, and I don't want you to make, is this: you can't build momentum on top of a misaligned foundation. If you're in the same place as my old client, watch yourself and your team internally for a few things. 1, overfocus on aesthetics like your visual brand. 2, tactical solutions like another website refresh. 3, sales team frustration and just growing resentment. You see, when any of these things are surfacing, they're a big warning sign that your marketing will underperform, no matter how much effort or budget or intent or hope you throw at it. You can't grind your way out of misalignment. As I've already mentioned early on in my career, I used to think my job as a marketing consultant was really to make things look good. Or just to do stuff, right? Boy, was I wrong. Clients would come to me and say, we just need a better website, or, we're ready to run ads. We want to get some leads and sales, right? And for a while, I believed them. I did that, right? We built it. Beautiful stuff, tight copy, clean UX, great ads. But every time, a few weeks later, I'd get the call, hey, it's not working. We're not seeing the leads we expected. And I'd get that sinking feeling in my gut again. And because I didn't know what to do, right? And so I started asking a different question. Instead of what do you want? I started asking, why now? What are you trying to grow into? What are you trying to solve? And I realized something that changed everything. Random acts of marketing always start with random acts of vision. So let me explain what I mean. If you're the founder and in your company, and if you haven't done the hard, painful work to clarify your direction, your message, your model, then everything that follows is scattered. And I'm not going to lie, this happened inside Structure. And this is embarrassing because we struggled with the very problem we were trying to help our clients solve. So we'd been trying to get our own marketing off the ground for years, and the journey had been long and it had been riddled with false starts and failures, right? We wasted ad spend and we spun our tires. So what we did is we finally ran our own 2-day workshop that we require all clients to go through, and we did it on ourselves to get clear, to align our vision. Ignorant as could be, I went in thinking, well, this will be easy. I know who we are, right? We just need to get the team on the same page. We really just need to get better at doing the work. We just need to get clear on performance metrics, right? And you probably think the same things right now, but boy, was I wrong. After the workshop was complete, and it went great, by the way, we started to lay out our model, our mission, our messaging, and brand character, just like we do for our clients. It was clean. The outcome was aspirational and fully executable. But that's when Rebecca, my wife, looked at me and asked, is this really what you want to do for the next 10 years? Is this who you are? That question rocked me because deep down, I knew I built a plan that was solid, but it was also safe. And the truth was, it wasn't me, it wasn't us. It didn't, it reflected our act, but it didn't really reflect who we were becoming, where we were going, and what we believed in, and what we really solved. And so, in other words, we had alignment on the surface, but not in our soul. And hear me loud and clear. Misalignment is not a marketing problem. It's a belief problem. It's a leadership problem. You see, marketing doesn't start in the marketing department. It starts in the belief department. The leadership department with belief, with vision, with clarity. And so that's why I built the 10-3-1 vision model. It's got a 10-year vision. This is the 10x version of your business, a 3-year mission, which is the 2x version of your business, and your 1-year goals, which are the exact things you need to do to achieve your vision. Because if that alignment across the board is missing, even the most talented team in the world still pulls in opposite directions. So here's the thing, don't be that team. Be one that executes your true vision instead. I once worked with a founder who had an incredible mission: service community, build a legacy, and honestly create a business that his family could be proud of. Amazing, right? But the only problem, he didn't know how to get there. His team didn't either. He had growth ideas, hope, desire, but no map. So we ran a workshop with him and his team. We uncovered a bold, exciting 10x vision beneath all the fog, broke it into an ownable 3-year mission. We created a 1-year roadmap, and the team activated like you'd never believe, right? Marketing and sales, they stopped fighting. We even named them the revenue team. And all of a sudden they had shared goals, shared tools, shared language, right? It was amazing. And that's the great story, but it doesn't always happen that way. In another client, we did the same thing. But after about a year, what we saw was drift, heavy drift. The vision wasn't being revisited. New hires weren't being onboarded according to plan. The model was just falling apart. And here's the point. Vision brings life. Without vision, things die. But without execution, it's all just a fantasy. Execution without vision is just an aimless grind. You need both. Even more, you need the connection between them. And that's why I created the acceleration loop. It goes something like this. Step 1 is align. 2, activate. 3, amplify. 4, accelerate. And 5, realign again. See, it's a loop. Vision isn't just a pretty document, it's a living system. If you don't revisit it, you drift, your brand fades, and your results stall. And every time I've seen growth stall, it's because a company didn't follow the process and they stopped realigning after they started executing. So align to accelerate, realign to reaccelerate. And if you are watching this and you're stuck right now, you might be asking yourself a very, very important question. How do I know if I've got a marketing or a misalignment problem. You don't need a consultant to run an audit, I'll tell you that. What you need is a mirror. It's stupid simple. You just answer these 3 questions, honestly, right here in your mind, on paper, it doesn't matter. And the first question is this: are your customers confused? Yes or no? Is your team disconnected? Yes or no? Third, are you frustrated? Yes or no? Be real, be honest, sit in the pain. If you answered yes to any of these questions, this isn't about you shouting louder. It's not about your team trying harder. It's not about you selling or quitting. It's about realigning the system y'all are trying to work inside of. For my team and my clients, I use a simple score here. Green, yellow, red. Green means fully aligned and gaining ground. Yellow means friction is mounting and course correction is needed. Red is you're leaking momentum and can't afford to wait any longer. So don't just answer these questions yes or no. Start there, but then rank them green, yellow, red. Most companies are in the yellow when we chat. That's pretty normal. But where it gets bad is when they wait until it's red before they ask for help. It's not about shame or guilt here. That's not my goal. No need for that. But if you're in the red, that's okay. And it's worth asking, what are you going to do about it? What needs to be true for me to get to green? You see, everything is turnaroundable. You just need a moment of clarity and courage to act on it. So here's what I want you to know. Your marketing doesn't need more effort. It needs more alignment. Alignment creates acceleration. Misalignment kills it. So if you're a founder who's spinning your wheels, if your team is stuck, your marketing is off, your campaigns aren't converting, and you're about to pull out your hair because you don't know why, the truth is it's probably not your marketing. It's your misalignment. So here's what I'm going to do. I host a weekly clarity call. This is a real-time space where we can diagnose the root issue and help you see what's next. It's not about a pitch. It's not about pressure. It's about clarity. It's about you seeing what's possible. And if that sounds like something you need, I want to just invite you, join me, give it a try. Stop random acts of marketing and start building momentum that lasts.